Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to look at some of the oops. Oops, it's a kind of mistake when you make and you tell oops. So some of the mistakes in the Java programming language. Okay, so just have a look. I'll just share my screen with you. We are going to have a look on some of the mistakes one should not make while executing. So some of the coding mistakes you should never repeat, students. Okay. So as you all know that Java is case sensitive. What do you mean by the term called as case sensitive? Yeah. So if I'm telling Java programming is a case sensitive means you have to make a note of small, capital words, small words. So these are some of the small silly mistakes which the students make while writing down the Java programming language. String name equal to John, which is actually wrong because since as I'm telling Java is case sensitive, string is a keyword. So you people have to make sure that you have to write down the capital. The initial should be capital, that is S, string name equal to John. This is how you can declare the name, you can initialize the name and the value is true. So this is one of the small things which one should make note of while initializing and declaring the variable. The other mistake, students, sometimes you people miss out some curly braces or instead of curly braces, you go with the parenthesis. Yes, so these are the small things which you people have to make note of. Sometimes the brackets get mismatched. You open the curly brace and you close with the simple parenthesis and you get a syntax error. Okay. So this is the kind of thing. Have a look here. If you look at this small source code, can you identify what is the error in that particular source code? Public class test, public static void main string arg, system.out.println hello. Students, if you notice it carefully, the closing of hello is missing. I have opened the simple parenthesis, but I have not closed it. So this hello is missing. The parenthesis is missing. Small minute mistake ever noticeable. Please make sure while writing down don't make any errors. Moving on to the third, object oriented. You all know Java is object oriented. When we use the term object oriented means what? It is dealing with all the kinds of classes, all the kinds of objects. You might also be aware that in Java, whatever we give the class name, same should be the object name. An object should be defined once the class is created. Okay. So here you can see the first two lines. My class is the name of the class and here it is object. I have created the object as obj and I have called the display function. Do you find it any error in that? The error is there, students. It will throw you the null pointer exception or the compiler error. What was missing, students, in this case? The new keyword was missing. Now, what is actually the new keyword does? It reserves. It makes a memory. It makes a space in the memory. If you people are creating any particular object, that object has to reserve some space in memory. And how that space can be reserved for that particular object with the help of the new keyword. So my class obj equal to new my class and then I'll call the function. This is how we can create an object and we can assign the space to the memory with the help of new keyword. So please note this is the exact correct sentence rather than following this. Okay. Moving further, students, coming on to the loops and control structures. So many a times you people might be getting error of infinite loop. The reason because you put semicolon at the end or the other kind of errors. In the for loop you put comma instead of semicolon or after the for loop you put semicolon. So these are small errors which you people have to make a note of it. Now have a look at my screen. Students, this is in I equal to 1. I have used the while loop. I is less than equal to 10 and then system.out.println I. Everything is perfect? Fine. I'll get the output. Yes, I'll get the output, but the answer is it will go to the infinite loop. The reason, students, I forgot to give the increment of I. No doubt the condition is checked I is less than equal to 10. But Have I incremented I? The answer is no. It should give 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I forgot it. So any other small mistake which you people can do, never do that. Yes. Moving on to the further students. I have already explained you in while giving the lecture on the mistakes of C that sometimes we get a bit confused instead of assignment and comparison. Always students, please remember that single equal to is used for assignment and double equal to is used for comparison. Now this is actually the incorrect way. The top one, if you can see students, is A equal to 5. What I am doing students, I am assigning a value? The answer is no. This is not the exact way to assign the value. So am I comparing the value? Actually yes. But is this the correct way to compare? The answer is no. Single equal to will not come, here will come double equal to, and then if the value is matching with 5, definitely you're going to get the output as yes. I hope it's clear here. These are the again repeated mistakes which in every programming language a student does. Arrays and collection. You people know arrays, what students always remember, its position starts from 0. You might get the error as index out of bound exception. Index does not exist. The reason because students get confused. You people have to remember always the first position in the array is 0. So in that case, students, I have declared an array num and I have inserted 3 elements 1, 2 and 3. And I have tried to print as nums of 3. Students, what is nums of 3? Now, if I am telling you that it starts from 0, then there is no third value which is existing. This will be 0, this will be 1, this will be 2. So, where is actually the 3? It's missing. So, you might get an error index 3 does not exist. So, in our case, in this case, the last index value which is existing is 2. So, either you can go with 0, 1, 2, and so on. Please don't forget array starts with 0. Moving on to the next. Now, there are some things which you people have to remember. Just now I said that we are using double equal to in case of comparison. But students, that double equal to is sometimes working with only mathematical. If we are going with these strings, then in that case, that double equal to sometimes gets failed. Then what to use for comparison in string students? In that case, we go with the equals to operator. Now have a look students. I have taken two strings S1, S2 and in that I have inserted hello, hello. I need to compare if both these strings are equal. So I have taught you this exactly, but this double equal to sometimes doesn't work with strings students. This is using for mathematical. So in case of strings, how do you compare two strings? Just make use of the keyword equals. Again, I am repeating, it is equals, S has to be done. Sometimes students go with only equal, again it gives the error. These are the keywords which are predefined, so you have to exactly use in the same way as they are defined. Nothing, no equal, no capital, nothing. Equals S2, and since in this case both these strings are equal, we'll get the output as equal. Okay, I hope the things are clear, students. Yes, moving on to the further. Constructor. Now, what is actually the constructor? Students, it is being said that whenever an object is created, whenever a class is defined, automatically there is a default constructor being created. Okay, but there should be the exact defined way of calling this constructor or defining this constructor. So have a look, students. There is a class which is being declared as public and the class name is student. Inside that, I am having two variables, two, you can say the attributes. One is name, second one is age. So now I said that whenever class is defined, the automatically default constructor is being called. So this is student. Nothing has to be passed since this is a default constructor. I have taken two attributes, students, name and age. So both should be defined here, but the age is uninitialized in my case. So this is actually the wrong. Students, please make sure the number of variables, same number of variables should be called at the bottom. Coming to the right hand side, students, now this is a class and I have passed two parameters, name and age. Students, when you people are passing the parameters, it is being called as parameterized constructor. This dot name, this dot age. This is the exact way to call the constructor. No doubt. There is one parameterized constructor, there is one default constructor, but this is the wrong syntax of calling it as the default constructor. So better always use the parameterized constructor. Okay. Now, there are some poor naming conventions students do in a bit hurry in order to avoid the lines, number of lines and so on. Students, please don't do that. Have a look. Int, I have taken A10, B20, C equal to A plus B. Always please avoid such kind of things, students. It's better put this in the next line, that is more good practice. And then I'm trying to print the value of C. There are the chances you might get error in this case, students. So please don't make it a habit. You can see likewise you can go for it. Price equal to 10, text equal to 20, and then I have calculated the formula total price plus text, and then I have printed. So this is the best way rather than doing such kind of thing, which is actually the poor naming convention one should not follow. Okay. I hope the students everything is clear to you. Okay. Now there is a habit, students, that in the if statement or in the if condition, if only one statement is there, students try to avoid the braces. You should know whether it is a single line or whether it is a multi-line in the if code, always makes use of braces in order to avoid the syntax or the compiler error. Have a look, students. If x equal to 0, now what happens since you don't have the habit, there are two system println statements and there are no braces. Then the first statement might get printed, that is positive, but this is doubtful because there is no opening and closing of if statement. So every time make it a habit, even if there is in at least a single line of the if statement, go with the curly braces opening and closing. So this is the exact thing, or you can say the best way to follow the syntaxes. These were the few mistakes, students, which students actually come across while doing the Java programming language. So please try it out, implement it. Any error, please do ask me. Bye for now. Thank you.